Hey guys, today we're gonna talk about something everybody loves, money.
Hello, I like money.
Revenue, RPM, CPM, how much money can you really make on YouTube on the localized channels. Hence the hat representing Cabo San Lucas, Baja, Mexico. So shout out to all my Mexican friends and also to all our amazing Spanish speaking viewers. Hope you enjoy this video. Today we are going to talk about how much money can you really make on a localized channel. You can make videos on YouTube for fun or for a higher educational purpose, but everybody has to pay their bills at the end of the day. So how much can you really make in the localized market, and is it enough to put food on your table? We all know that revenues from YouTube channels vary so much depending on a number of factors, and there really is no average CPM or RPM that you can easily apply and make future revenue projections for your channel. The best you can hope for is a rough estimate, and this is exactly what we are going to do today. Before we jump any further, for those less versed in the YouTube world, let's break down the terminology for better understanding. First, CPM means cost per mil, also called cost per thousand. It's a commonly used measurement in advertising. It is the cost an advertiser pays to YouTube for 1,000 views or impressions of an advertisement. RPM, or revenue per mil, is a metric that represents how much money you've earned per 1,000 video views after YouTube already took its cut, which is roughly 40%. Bottom line, what matters most for you is RPM. So let's look at RPM of one of the channels managed by Unilingo for the Spanish-speaking audience. And please keep in mind these averages are per 1,000 views. Mexico, $2.1 per 1,000 views. Colombia, $2 per 1,000 views. Peru, 2.1. Argentina, 1.5. Spain, 7.1. US, $12.41. Chile, 2.5. Ecuador, 2.1. Bolivia, 1.5. As you can see, the amounts change pretty dramatically between some countries. The most interesting thing here is the presence of RPM from the United States. This is where a lot of people miss out. They don't realize that the Latino audience in the US can be a large part of your total audience. In some of our channels, we found that Latino viewers in the US contribute to 10 to 20% of total viewership on our Spanish-speaking channels. If you look at the RPMs, the US RPM of 12.41 is 5 to 6 times higher than most of the Latinx countries. People love sharing the translated videos of their families, and not everyone is 100% fluent English speaker, even if you live in the US. So are plenty of opportunities to get a really high RPM on the translated videos. Of course, the RPM statistics are empty without the other corresponding metric to calculate the revenue, views. So let's look at a few examples of how the RPM by country and views by country combine to provide real revenue numbers for our channels. Example number 1. Views from Mexico for one of our channels in April 2021 are 3.6 million views. Divided by 1,000 and multiplied by 2.1 RPM equals a rough estimate of $7,500. So in a perfect world where everybody would watch the video from start to end and advertisers bought out all the possible ad time, the views from Mexico for the month of April would bring around $7,500. Example number 2. Views from the US in April 2021 for the same channel, 466,000 views. Divided by 1,000 and multiplied by 12.41 RPM equals to roughly $6,000. You get the idea. Again, these are just estimates and there are a number of factors involved, but if you're wondering how much money you can really make off of the localized channels, then this is a good starting point. One thing we noticed that all of our channels have in common is the same fact that people love to share the translated content. So whatever estimates you're thinking, you can make sure that there will be a constant, ongoing organic growth thanks to people sharing your content with friends and family. Another thing worth mentioning is that once your channel grows to a substantial amount, you are sure to attract localized partnerships and brand opportunities in the target language. Lastly, whatever merchandising efforts you are doing, a localized channel will be a natural extension or a partner to your merch sales, and over time will bring more viewers to your store and hence more sales. All in all, localized channels are definitely a great medium to long-term investment if you are willing to put in the initial effort to promote the channel. You can count on it growing and bringing profits for years to come.